Recently, the UK has gone through a bit of a cold patch, to say the least, but if you thought that was cold, you're about to have a rude awakening. Even the warmest clothes you can find in your cupboard are not going to be nearly warm enough to ward off the cold that you'll encounter in these cities. So bundle up, things are about to get chilly in here. 19 coldest places on Earth people actually live. Number 19, the Big Freeze. What better place to begin our journey than in Russia? Verkhoyansk is a little spot in Siberia that houses a mere 1,000 brave souls. Why so few, you might wonder. That's because the average temperature in January is around negative 56 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's if you're lucky. The lowest recorded temperature in Verkhoyansk was negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 18, Frozen. Movies like Disney's Frozen have put a lovely romantic spin on freezing weather conditions, but it clearly wasn't set in International Falls, Minnesota. Classed as the icebox of the nation, this U.S. town has a population of 6,300. The lowest recorded temperature here was negative 54.4 degrees Fahrenheit, but the average each January is negative 5.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 17, bundle up. We're off to Barrow, Alaska, which is 320 miles north of the Arctic Circle. In this chilly city, the sun sets at the end of November, and you won't see it again until the end of January. The whole city sits on top of a 1,300-foot layer of permafrost, and the average January temperature here is negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit. 4,500 residents endure these extreme conditions, and the majority of them work in the energy industry. Number 16, depths of winter. This is Fraser, Colorado, and it's located 8,574 feet high in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. The 2000 census reports that there are only 910 people living there. This spot experiences some of the coldest winters in the United States, and they found themselves in a dispute with International Falls over the title, Icebox of the Nation. It's true that the winters in International Falls are colder, but Fraser experiences colder weather throughout the year. In 1989, they settled the argument, and International Falls paid $2,000 for the title. However, 10 years later, they hadn't renewed the trademark, and it went to court. The court ruled in favor of International Falls. Number 15. Anyone for a snow fight? If it's snow year after, you won't go wrong by heading to Harbin in Heilongjiang, China. More than 10 million people have gotten so used to the temperatures it doesn't interfere much with their daily lives. Sometimes called Ice City, Harbin is home to the Harbin International Snow and Ice Festival, one of the biggest in the world. The average winter temperature for Harbin is between minus 8 and minus 12 degrees Fahrenheit, but at its coldest, it's been minus 44. Number 14, a touch of frost. If you're lucky. Otherwise, it's ice and snow all the way. Back to Russia we trek, and we enter Yakutsk. This town is inhabited by 200,000 people who freeze their bottoms off between September and May. The lowest recorded temperature was negative 81.4 degrees Fahrenheit, and January's average is negative 34. Frostbite is a constant worry, and the extreme cold freezes the moisture in the nostrils, and people can't even cough in those conditions. If you wear glasses, don't bother. The metal arms will stick to your face and even remove skin when you try to take them off. A very unfortunate incident occurred not too long ago when pipes burst in 2 villages, and they lost their heating for several days. The temperatures, by the way, were negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 13, frozen to the marrow. Mongolia doesn't seem to be high on the list of places that one must visit, and a possible reason could be the extreme cold temperatures you get there. Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia and also the largest city in Mongolia, is home to 1.3 million people. Wiki states that Ulaanbaatar is the coldest national capital in the world. Winter temperatures range from negative 32 and negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Due to discontinuous permafrost, building can be a challenge, so many people live in yurts, which is basically a round tent. Imagine trying to keep warm and all you have is a tent. Doesn't sound like our idea of fun. Number 12, ice cold. The only things that are really good ice cold are beverages and ice cream. Snag is a small village located in the valley of the White River in Yukon, Canada, and is home to only a handful of people. The entire Yukon area actually only has around 35,000 people living there. The lowest temperature ever recorded here was negative 81 degrees Fahrenheit on the 3rd of February 1947. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded on official equipment, so the title isn't necessarily official. With temperatures this low, your skin can freeze within 3 minutes, and breathing in the cold air can actually scar your lungs. Number 11, welcome to hell. Not quite the burning inferno you imagined, but rather a pretty chilly place in Norway. Although for some, freezing cold temperatures would align perfectly with hell. This little post town is home to around 1,500 people and only has a grocery store, gas station, a fast food shop, and a retirement home. Still thinking it sounds like hell? Well, take into account the weather, and you might think so. During winter, you can expect temperatures of negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Miss Universe 1990 was from a small town near hell. She called herself the beauty queen from hell. Number 10. It was a cold and frosty morning, and people from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada were waking up to temperatures of -5 to -9 degrees Fahrenheit. 715,000 people have to dress pretty warmly over the January lows, where some of the recorded figures have been -49 in 1996 and -54 in 1879. Currently, in 2018, there's been so much snow that the city can't keep up with clearing it. Civilians have been trying to do it themselves, but it's heavy and difficult work. Number 9. Snow Day. Pretty much every day would be a snow day in Norilsk, one of the coldest cities in the world. This industrial town is home to 200,000 people, and don't ever think you can just visit the chilly place. Apparently, only Russians or Belarusians are allowed in. Maybe no one else would survive the freezing conditions. For 250 days a year, the town is covered in snow, and snowstorms occur for roughly a third of the year. Not a single ray of sun is seen for 6 weeks over winter, and the average January temperature is -16 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 8. Let it snow. Although Eureka in Nunavut doesn't have permanent people living there, there's always somebody there. They just come and go on a rotational basis. Eureka is a small research base that has been described as the garden spot of the Arctic. The animals that are out there include musk oxen, wolves, foxes, hares, and lemmings in the winter, and geese, ducks, owls, and loons in the summer. Eureka is the coldest inhabited place in Canada. Number 7. No winter lasts forever. Unless you're in Yellowknife in Canada, then it certainly feels that way. One family will spend around $5,000 a year on heating oil alone. Building codes here stipulate that all new wood construction has to include 1-foot-thick walls filled with insulation. It's so cold that firefighters sometimes slip on the ice that has formed almost immediately from their hoses and have to chip the ice off their protective suits so they can at least move their arms to put out a fire. It's not the coldest place in North America, but wind chill is a problem. Around 20,000 people live in Yellowknife, and the average temperature here is -15 degrees Fahrenheit. During January, they only have 5 hours of sunlight a day. Number 6. Baby, it's cold outside. Here's another spot that isn't inhabited permanently, but does become home for a few days to very few brave individuals. It's Vostok Station in Antarctica, and it holds the record for having the lowest recorded temperature on Earth, which has been validated. That insane temperature? -128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. This permanent research station was founded in 1957, and research done here includes ice core drilling and magnetometry. Bizarrely, there are more hours of sunshine at Vostok than the sunniest places in South Africa. Number 5. Turn up the heat. Astana is the capital of Kazakhstan, and you'll have the heat cranked right up if you reside in this chilly city. Home to over 1 million people and also home to the longest, coldest winters imaginable, January temperatures can range from -22 to -31 degrees Fahrenheit, and combine those temperatures with insane wind speeds and you have like the worst winter. Luckily, they also have summers that are not too bad. Number 4. Not on the bucket list. Thank goodness, because Eismitte does not sound like a fun place to go. This German weather station is situated right in the middle of Greenland, where conditions are brutal. Eismitte, translated, means mid-ice, and the campsite was situated at altitudes of 9,875 feet. An important expedition took place at this site, and the coldest recorded temperature was -84.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Between the 23rd of November and 20th of January, there is no sun at all. Number 3. Don't bother. If you're on a weird quest to head to all of the coldest places in the world, you may as well scratch off Dudinka from your list. This Russian town used to be the administrative center of Taymyr Autonomous Okrug, but it eventually merged with Krasnoyarsk Krai in 2007. No one is allowed to enter this city, and finding out information is a bit of a challenge. We do know it was founded in 1667, and, well, that's about it. More than 20,000 people currently live there, but they're not talking. Suffice to say, it's pretty cold in Dudinka. Number 2. Winter Wonderland. At 7,680 feet above sea level, there's a little research station known as North Ice in Greenland. The station was in use between 1952 and 1954, so although it's not inhabited now, it used to be for a few years. The lowest recorded temperature was taken on the 9th of January 1954, where it plummeted to -87 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 1. Freezing to... Sadly, 2 people have, and it's no surprise because this is one of the coldest cities in the world, Oymyakon in Russia. Many people hadn't even heard of this place, and it was thanks to Anastasia Gruzdaeva, who posted some images on her social media of her eyelashes that had literally frozen, and the town was becoming an interesting topic. Temperatures here have dropped to minus 88.6 degrees Fahrenheit just a few weeks ago, with the lowest temperature recorded being minus 98 degrees Fahrenheit in 2013. Despite these plummeting temperatures, a group of Chinese visitors peeled down to their undies and took a dip in a spring pool that never freezes. Local journalist Elena Pototskaya wrote about their daring plunge. Those tourists have become the talk of the town in Oymyakon. There are only 500 people who live here permanently. Now, if you were forced to choose, which ones of these would you visit first? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more daily videos. Thanks for watching.